Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and all others. This is Stephen here, or Boudreaux if you prefer. Anyway, it's a brand new day. I was planning to do this yesterday, but ran into some other stuff. Anyway, we have silver and gold to open for free, so 50 Virtue XP, another hour of Landscape Soldier. I'll be max soon. Anyway, 500 Virtue XP. Woo, pretty good. And a Scroll of Perfect Crafting Lore. You know what? Okay. Well, let's quaff and quaff. Scroll of Perfect Crafting Lore. So anyway, 100% critical chance for 1 minute. Yeah, we're going to want to hold on to that, and we'll go ahead and toss it into what's bound to account. We'll throw it into shared storage, as well as this as well. Shared storage as well. Okay, so Hobnanigans is here. Okay. I may or may not get into that yet. Anyway, I'll accept it, and we'll pull the. Let's see. We need to complete it. Visit the Hobnanigans field and attempt to put a chicken through a goal by hitting it with a stick. So anyway, we'll finish it, and we'll get a map to Hobnanigans in Breland. Here in Breland, it'll be the Hobnanigans field that's kind of southeast of Hingstacer's farm and quite a bit north of Bree. So anyway, we'll go ahead and hold on to that and just drag it on down. So anyway, yes, I've done the sell-off and I've repaired everything. I just want to kind of take inventory of what I've got questing-wise. So yeah, heading to Adsos is going to have to wait. We do have Old Forestry to talk to Farmer Maggot, and we need to talk to Trumrick, and let's see. Yes, we have our quest to talk to Lingland. So anyhow, let's hold on. I always forget. We are still looking for some mines, and I might as well bring my pet out. So now let's mount up. And the quest pointer is telling us to go to Trumrick. Yeah, Trumrick. What's his name? Okay, Hobbit in front of a man and a woman there.
Hello there.
Tully will help us. This is wonderful news. We will begin preparing the crates for loading and should get on the road by morning. We truly could not have done this without you, friend. Please, take this. It should cover the cost of travels and a little more. I'm concerned for Tully, though. What trouble could there be in the old forest? Anyway, I don't know if a silver and 80 copper will do that, but, you know, okay, I'll take it from you.
Could I take a moment of your time?
So anyway, Mr. Haybank, meet. You've done so much. I think that it is time you meet the hobbit you have been helping. Adso Haybank. You will find that he is a caring fellow with much on his mind. His camp is difficult to miss, as the work is happening right along the roadside. You will travel east along the Great East Road for some distance, about halfway to Bree before you arrive. Yeah, I've been there before. When you get there, you should be welcomed. Thank you again, Boudreaux. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off the quest radar for now. And let's see, we got a 14 and a 16 up there. So this is a 16 that we're about to go into. So let's unequip our Tortoise and get some experience. Maybe we might get to level 17. Turning this in here. Okay. Look for some mines on the way too. Not too far away. But I have a feeling we're still not done with the West Forest quest, the West Old Forest quest here in Buckland. I think that may go through doing this Shire quest that goes through Banfurlong. So, and I do want to buy a house, and now that I can afford it, barely. Head over to Falithlorn, because my character has always wanted to live with the dwarves. I'm sorry, the elves. We don't care too much for dwarves, other than their goats.
How can I be of service?
The enemy's ring It's no wonder Aragorn was so secretive as to why the enemy was seeking Baggins. If the Crebain heard Fedregar's word, the enemy will know for certain that the ring is no longer in the Shire, and all will be lost. Finding those birds in the Old Forest will not be a simple task. I would ask that you return to Aragorn in Bree and seek his counsel on how to find these birds. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to remove that. And let's head to the Shire. Back to the Shire. So I'm guessing the devs couldn't figure a way to actually make Buckleberry Ferry actually work. So the idea is that, you know, since there was trouble at Buckleberry Ferry, and this is how the Nine tried to actually get over to Breland, that they had shut it down. I think that's kind of the story, at least for the game, is why, you know, the devs couldn't figure out a way to actually make a ferry work, but whatever. It would have been cool to be able to take Buckleberry Ferry, I think. I think a lot of players thought that. It's like, you know, I got to swim across? Why can't I just take the ferry and grab a pole and just scoot it across like the hobbits did? The hobbits before me. Oh well. Okay, so now, let's see. I did not get to level 17 there. But I'm now doing a level 14 quest, 15 quest, something like that. 14, okay. So let me take it off. And yeah, by the way, those mines I'm passing up are copper ore. That's why I'm not mining them. From old Farmer Maggot.
I've no chuck with strangers.
What now? More blasted strangers? Get off my... Oh, Callandine Brandybuck sent you? Well, then I should at least speak fair to you. She sent you to ask about notes. I sent those on a while ago with my son Rollo, his friend Dodric, and Wilmac Brandybuck, one of my farmhands. My son wrote those notes because so few other hobbits around here know the forest at all. He probably stopped off at the inn in Newbury, just inside the Haygate of Buckland. Likely all three of them were busy carousing rather than doing their duties. If you look there for them, I'm certain you can coax the notes from them. Okay, so we need to talk to Rollo, Dodric, or Wilmac in Newbury. And if we look, okay, it's still a Breland quest. Okay. I was expecting it to be a Shire, but this is actually a continuation of this quest. I think what's weird is even, I don't think we come back here, but it's actually counted as a Shire quest once we turn this in or something. I don't know. Hopefully what I'm saying will make sense in a second. As unlikely as that might be. Nice to hear some Shire music. It's been a while. Spent that time in Airluine and now a whole bunch of time so far in Bree, and we're just getting started in Bree, really. Got a while to go in Bree. I always love it how when you get to the foot of the bridge here, the music changes like that. That recorder playing. Okay, so here, right here in front of this broken down wagon, we got Wilmac, one of the three we need to talk to.
It's terrible, just terrible.
Is it? Sorry about that. Anyway, Farmer Maggot sent you? Just what I needed on top of all else that's happened. As if it were not enough that big folk took everything we had to deliver to that Rollo and Dodric that we had to deliver, and that Rollo and Dodric went off on their own. So, cry my baby to sell.
I hope it's not a bother, but may I speak with you?
Okay, so level 15 quest called Unwelcome Strangers. Some man from around Bree came to Maggots demanding food and got run off by the dogs. But as we do, Rollo, Dodric, and I crossed the bridge. We were waylaid by big folk just like him on the bridge. They made us take everything from our wagon and put it on theirs, and then they headed off east to the Great East Road, but not before giving a good licking to Mr. Maggot's own wagon. Now look at her, all in tatters. Kind of sounds like a Rolling Stone song. Tattered, tattered. Okay, I know I was lucky to get away with my hide, but without that produce being delivered, my hide will be worth nothing after Maggot gets done with it. Dodric and Rollo can run after the wagon, and Dodric and Rollo ran off after the wagon and found that the brigands' camp is between here and Adso's camp on the north side of the road. I would appreciate if you would get the produce back. Okay, so now let's take a look, and we see a Shire quest popping up, and that is actually this quest. So I was right. Anyway, apparently it was just before 2 o'clock when I went ahead and started this video, 11 minutes and 27 seconds ago. So we have another Hobbit present, 100 Virtue XP and Enhanced XP Supply. Here's what I think of Enhanced XP Supply. And yeah, we'll go ahead and use that, and Cry My Baby will be sold eventually. So let's go after the produce. And I'm pretty sure that the guy who's standing on Bald Hill is one of the 3 that we needed to talk to. And after this, we're probably going to have to go talk to him. And we'll get a few, at least one, quest to do in the Old Forest, the Western Old Forest. Because we'll have some Old Forest quests to do from Adso's as well. But, okay, apparently I had some lag there. Always when I want to mine something, there seems to be lag or something. I want to use something. It's weird. Ooh, some bears and wolves and oh my, yeah, all coming up towards the road all at once. If I was a chicken, I'd worry about those. Not really. Okay. So anyway, I think we'd actually maybe stared at these brigands. I maybe mentioned one of them here and there. I didn't really show their camp off or anything, but they do have a camp up here where they keep this produce. Did I not mine that? Wow. Oh, it's silver anyway. I ain't worried about that. And so is that. Yeah, we're not in dire need of ore right now. Just kind of trying to collect enough to upgrade my stuff at level 18. And, you know, it's going to take a while for me to get there because that's how I do it. That's how I roll. Okay, so we kind of see the encampment to our left. All fenced up and stuff. And we see some poachers and attackers and whatnot. Yee. I don't know what that yee's about, but yee. Okay, so we have produce. Okay, and let's mount up, and it's probably quickest if we just take the milestone back. And also use it at least once or twice while we had it set over there. Because when I start heading over and doing Adso quests, I'm probably going to want to set it back over towards the Bree fields, kind of east of Bree, or west of Bree. West of Bree. Yeah, okay, so anyway, yeah, we're heading, not that way, this way. Okay, and things to sell since we'll be passing a bowyer. We might as well go ahead and sell and repair.
What do you need?
Even took down that lamppost. Wow.
Oh, woe is me.
Woe is you. You found the produce? I cannot thank you enough. I had thought it lost, but now I have other concerns. Rollo and Dodric. Oh no.
Could I take a moment of your time?
I'm worried about Rollo. After he and Dodric got back from looking for the brigands, they headed down towards Brandy Hall to speak with Saradoc, Dodric's uncle. They were none too happy and wanted to speak their minds on the job the Bounties are doing. Now, it's just possible he ran off with his friend Dodric on some lark. I wonder if you'd do me another favor and go to Brandy Hall to look for Rollo. Brandy Hall is in the center of Buckland, south of the Buckland Gate. Hopefully Dodric's uncle Saradoc, the master of Brandy Hall, will likely know where these boys have run off to. Okay. So anyway, yeah, level 15 quests. Just check in. Itching to get to level 17 there. But I wanted to do it on level 16 quests, so. Cow jumped over the moon and I jumped over the cow. So it's basically not too far away from the milestone. Fact. So here's the milestone and take a left and here we are.
Hello.
Maggot's farmhand sent you about Rollo? Then the boys did not heed my advice and followed their own wills. The fools.
Please, stay a moment.
Okay, another level 15 quest, Old Forest Investigation. It's strange you should be asking about Rollo, especially at this moment. The tweens came to see me, upset by the lack of effort the Bounders are doing here in Buckland with regard to the strange big folk moving around. I told them the Bounders were doing all they could to keep that unsavory lot out of Buckland, but the pair were adamant about being heard and kept yammering on about the Old Forest. I warned them to stay clear of the forest because Tully, our woodcutter, said that things are queerer there than ever. Tweens can be foolish, and I fear that the pair have been more foolish than normal. Dodric knows his way to Bald Hill and not much further. If you're going to look for Rollo, you best start off with Dodric, and you might as well tell him that I'm waiting for him too. Okay, so Terang, plus 12 might, I'll take it. Pies and other food, I'll take it to sell. Okay, so back to the Old Forest and to Bald Hill, as I predicted. Kind of curious before we go in. Kind of maybe to oh shit. Oh crap. Yeah, we have point to spend. All right. So anyway, more healing. Yeah, that's this one's useless and that's maxed out. So that's all we can do for now. Next time we get a point, it will be on the next row. And you notice we've gotten light touched. So set bonus not earned. Okay, so apparently when we spend our next point it will be. So I'll talk about it then. Anyway. Oh, that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at, yeah, we're earning innocence. So, then, yeah, level 17 will equip, not innocence, but the next one. Anyway. Silver. it sounds like wood creaking. Oh, it's silver all over the place. Wood creaking definitely does sound eerie. Anyway. How much barrel we got anyway? 57. This will be, what, 58? Okay, well, you're Dodrick.
Just a moment.
Uncle Saradoc is waiting for me? Well, that bodes ill. I wish Rollo would hurry along. I cannot leave until he returns. We were chasing a brigand through here. We saw him sneaking about the gate and thought we'd best do the bounder's job for them. I confess that I lost my nerve as we crested this hill, and I saw the full scope of the forest. Rollo is a different sort, though, always comfortable to wander through these winding trails. There's an abandoned cottage along the Withywindle, southeast of here. He made mention of heading that way, but that seems like hours ago. Perhaps you could find him there and tell him to hurry on back. Okay. So if we take a look at our map, we'll see that it's about right there. So the other hobbit that we were talking to about all these quests down here was over there. So anyway, we can kind of head through here to kind of, and then over to here where that'll be where the Weeping Willow is, and from there we'll just kind of head down the river to see him. And there's a flower somewhere over here in here too, so I want to maybe try and find it as well. So let's see. And it doesn't look like there's actually a path through here, but there is. And the shifting wood, and there's the flower we're looking for. Okay, so pass up the silver. Collect that flower. Which we succeeded before this wolf latched onto us. And there's the Withywindle again. And Old Man Willow. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that lent up towards some exploratory deed here. Helped out with that. And do some mining while we're here. Ah. Rich deposit. $67. I don't know. We'll see.
Goodness!
He tried to kill me. I'll gut you like a fish and then your girl, he said, or I'll make certain you never see your lovely again. I didn't mean for this to happen, but he threatened Kellandine. I couldn't let him hurt her, could I? All I wanted was to get the notes I wrote for Kellandine from him. You can't treat people like that. Good, honest hobbits we are. Didn't want to hurt nobody. I'm going to stay here and give him an honest burial at least. Could you tell Dodrick that I'm all right? But please, don't tell him about any of this, will you? Could you take these two, show them to Dodrick? He'll understand. This doesn't feel the way it would. The way I thought it would. Okay. So, well, you killed this guy, huh? Wow. Cool. Alright, so back to Dodrick. At least we got the hardest quests of the old forest done. So these are kind of easier compared to, you know, going all the way in there and doing that boss tree and boss spider. So it might have been a silver that I passed up, and it was. Bald Hill doesn't seem too bald. Well, I guess it is right there. I guess that might be what they're talking about, but...
Just a moment.
So glad to know that Rollo's alright. That's such a relief. What is this? Maggot's notes to Kellandine? And there was some reference here that make it seem... no wonder he wanted to recover these from that man. Here, take them on to Kellandine. She should see what Rollo thinks of her. Okay, since we're going to Kellandine, we might as well go ahead and take the milestone. Okay, let's see. I am something of an expert on the Old Forest, having walked there since I was very young. I hope this small guide, work in progress though it is, will be helpful for those who wish to enjoy a nice stroll in the forest during the summer months. I hope to get it published when it's done, but for now consider it a personal tour. Bonfire Glade. The Bonfire Glade is right near the entrance. You just come through the tunnel under the hedge and then head east until you get there. There are two fairly clear paths at the eastern and southern edges of the cleared space. If you head south, the trees get close to the left, so take the right path and follow it around to the east a little to Bald Hill. Keep moving east, it slopes upward as you go, and ignore any side paths. You'll reach Bald Hill. So Bald Hill. I like to sit underneath the only tree on its crown on sunny days. There's a good breeze up there above the canopy. Be careful if you want to go back to the Bonfire Glade from here. Two paths lead westward. The one you probably came from, and another one that's more northerly. I don't usually go up that way since I once saw a wolf up there and it gave me a fright. Excuse me. The path south of Bald Hill will take you down to the Willows. Old Muddyfoot's Hill. Now don't ask me who Old Muddyfoot was because I don't know. There isn't much. A hill is a big rock sitting in a clearing. It's a good landmark if you've gotten lost, though, since you can usually hear the toads away in the marsh to the south. The Bonfire Glade and Bald Hill are northwest and northeast, respectively, but the paths shift somewhat, and it's sometimes hard to find the trails, especially around dusk. Okay, Bullfrog Hollow. This area is just south of Old Muddyfoot's Hill. Be careful where you step here, since the mud can get a good grip on your feet. I've squelched back home on a many summer day, tracking muddy prints through the whole forest. Come to think of it, this is probably where Old Muddyfoot got his name, whoever he was. If you can work your way east and north along the Withywindle from here, you'll find a cottage, but you're probably better off avoiding it. The man who lives there isn't very friendly. If you keep bearing northerly, you'll eventually be able to go west to Bonfire Glade or east to Bald Hill. Cottage. Stillwell isn't very nice and won't even nod if he sees you passing. I don't think he likes hobbits. I try not to walk too near his cottage, which suits us both fine, I think. It's right on the river, so if you see his cook fire, you can find another path. Be careful if avoiding Stillwell brings you up the slope northwest of his cottage. The trees up there seem distrustful of outsiders, and I haven't managed to find any paths back to familiar places in that direction. Shade pool. I've only found this shady pool once, and the trees seem to be in different places now. It was east and south of Stillwell's cottage, I think, at the bottom of a sloping hill. But the trees have shifted, and you can't go that way as easily anymore. I think if you cross the Withy window south of the cottage and keep your eyes peeled for a path leading east, you can work your way east and eventually north. The trees cooperate, and my sense of direction is working. Two things that are unsure inside the forest. You should be able to hook a left immediately after hitting an open space and work your way west to the shady pool. The dale was very foggy, but it was a pretty place. Let's see, Old Man Willow. If you follow the Withy window east, you'll eventually come to a pleasant shore dominated by a truly gigantic willow. This is Old Man's Willow, who they call the King of the Forest. Tales say he doesn't care for people who walk on legs, but I've never had any problem with him, so I suppose those are just old wives' tales. Still, that's a nice place for fishing if the bugs don't come out. And Tom Bombadil's house. Away to the east side of the forest, old Tom Bombadil has lived in the forest with his wife Goldberry since time out of mind. There's some tall tales about old Tom, and I have to say, he makes me feel kind of young and small when he talks to me. But the one thing you can be sure of with Tom Bombadil is that there's no harm in him, and nothing for any hobbit to fear in his company. Okay, so drag that on down since we'll be turning that in soon. And I was just kind of checking to see if we could sell anything. I think, and we can. But I ran across that, so it's something to read. Let's read it.
Is there something I can do for you?
Okay, so Kellendine, my old friend. Known you for almost as long as I've been on this RPG.
Good day.
Oh, those are the notes of the old forest from Rollo Maggot. Oh my, the boy is sweet on me, it seems. He's such a wonderful lad. I never noticed this before. Thank you, Boudreaux. I'll be certain to put these to good use. Well, I didn't actually read anything about Shienna. I don't... Okay, well, whatever. And so, yeah, she does take the notes, but I didn't... whatever. So, anyway, we need to talk to Wilmac. Right, yep. Hi, how you doing, Nanera?
It's terrible. Just terrible.
Just terrible. You found him, and he's coming back soon, and I can finish all I set out to do. For that, you deserve something. It may not be much, I fear, but here, please take it. It's of use to you. If it's of use to you, you have no idea how much you have helped me. Okay, so I was looking forward to that. So. Oh, I need to select one. Okay. Oh, one of these. The food. Okay. Whatever. Alright, swap you out. And I think we're done here. So, anyway, next quest is going to be behind my house. So, anyway, I'll take a short break, and I'll probably be back. It's a real short video, 34 minutes? So, it'll be 35 minutes almost 35 minutes by the time I click out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.